Magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. I maintain my position that I said last week that when pagka medyo kulimlim ang panahon, mas malakas ang kanta ninyo at mas narinig ko ang sagot ninyo sa misa. Hindi ko alam kung bakit, pero I'm not complaining. I'm just telling you, I'm happy to hear your voice. So when I say, this is one thing I didn't like during the pandemic, pagka nagmisa ko, ang kaharap ko ay camera. Kaya pag nagsabi ako, the Lord be with you, ngali-ngali kong sagutin ang sarili ko and also with me. Kasi walang sumasagot. At yan din ang ayaw ko pagka online classes. Kasi having been teaching for 48 years, ayaw ko nga magturo sa camera. Diba? Hindi ko nakikita yung mga mata ng estudyante ko. Yung mga matang natutulog o matang nagtatanong. At may mga matatalinong mga bata, mga smart Alex, bukas ang camera nila sa first 10 minutes. Sa 11th minute, automatic mawawala yan. Nag-ML na. Mobile Legends o gumagawa ng ibang bagay. That's why I hated these online classes. Now that you are present with me, I'd like to tell you yung lagom, yung summary ng 3 pagbasa. Ang una, sabi niyang unang pagbasa, aba, mga pastol na nagliligaw sa mga tupa, woe to you shepherds who scatter my sheep. That is a word of warning from the Lord. But then the word of warning is followed right after by words of hope. And the Lord said, I will myself will gather the sheep. I will raise up a righteous shoot. So don't be carried away by the first sentence. Golpe de gulat yan, ang tawag natin sa Tagalog. Golpe de gulat. Golpe is a blow in Spanish. Para magulat tayo at magising. Pero ano ang sinabi niya? Ako mismo ang magtitipon sa mga nagkalat na mga tupa ng Israel. At ako'y magpapausbong ng isang sanga na may katapatan at katarungan. And then the promise, and I hold on to this for dear life. I hold on to this as a matter of conviction. Israel shall dwell in security. And mind you, Israel is not the state of Israel. That's you and me. The new Israel is the church. So don't give me that crap that Israel, the state of Israel, has a right to kill innocent Gazans. That's not what the Bible says. The Bible talks not about the state of Israel. It was founded by people who didn't believe in God. That's Zionism. But they only believed one thing. Even if they don't believe in God, they believe that God promised them a land. That's all they believe. But they don't believe in God. So, second reading, another set of words of hope. Paul, in his letter to the Ephesians, says, though you were far, you are now near because you are drawn near by the blood of Christ. And then the peace that he brought tore down that wall of enmity. Very graphic language, very concrete. Yung pader ng pag-aaway, yung division between Republicans and Democrats, the division between the Dutertards and the Yellows, the division between those loyalists and those who don't want the new leadership and so on. Sa mga simbahang pinagmimisahan ko, mayroong mga alispari gang. Pagka may bagong paring ayaw nila, napapaalis nila. And I don't know why. This is very unchristian. In many parishes in the Philippines, mayroong mga alispari gang. And they claim to believe in God, but they are not very godly. The wall of enmity was replaced by peace. And more than just that, we have now access to the Father in the one Spirit, says St. Paul. In the third reading in the Gospel, we are told by the Lord, talking to His disciples after they did a status report. They reported all they had done and taught. nag-entrega sila, nagsuma total ng mga nagawang kabutihan, at matapos marinig ng Panginoon ang magandang balita ng lahat ng kanilang ginawang kabutihan, He told them what they deserved. They deserve a vacation. Come away by yourselves to a deserted place and rest a while. What a beautiful thing. You all deserve a vacation. And I know that 17 million Filipinos who are informally employed versus the 3 to 4 million who are formally employed, always asking for higher wages. But they don't worry about the 17 million informally employed, yung nagtitinda ng kwek-kwek, yung nagtutulak ng kariton, yung nagtitinda ng mga kung ano-ano sa kalye. But they only worry about themselves. They need 600 additional minimum wage. Pero they don't worry about those who are selling balut. And that's 17 million Filipinos. Which means that if you double that, if they have families, that's 34 million Filipinos who don't have the right to minimum wage. But we don't talk about others' concerns. We talk only about our needs, our wants. And the Lord told them what they deserved. Come away by yourselves and rest a while. Now let's translate this to our reality of the here and the now. Sa Pilipinas na mahal natin. Number one, we seem to be walking through a valley of death. I mentioned the valley of death because that was our response. Even if I walk through the valley of darkness, I fear no evil, for you are with me. But we seem to be walking through a valley of death. There is that ever-present specter of war. Why? Okay. Ukraine has trillions of dollars worth of lithium. So China and Russia want Ukraine because the future of energy is lithium. And the biggest deposit of lithium is in the Donbas region. So don't tell me about denazification. It's about money. It's about resources. Don't tell me about the Nandash line. It's about the fishing, the fish-rich territory that is owned by Malaysia, by the Philippines, by Vietnam, and by Indonesia, but which is claimed by China. We seem to be walking through the valley of death, the specter of war, the massive corruption in all levels in our country. You see, the Pogos give only 0.2% in our GDP. But why are Pogos so popular? It's because they pay the mayor, they pay the congressman, they pay everybody. Massive corruption in all levels. And this is the reason why I told you last week, we need to shake off the dust of family dynasties. We must have the courage to shake off that dust because it's in the Constitution. But they don't do what? The implementing rules and regulations because they want to rule on forever. And they own the country like as if there were no tomorrow. The massive corruption in all levels, the social costs that Pogos bring, criminality, even if they give only 0.2% in the GDP, the illegal migration, the drugs, alcohol, and so organized crime, and so many other things. The ongoing massacres going on in the Ukraine, in Gaza, and elsewhere. We seem to be walking in the valley of death. Number two, so-called public servants are really out for themselves. Family dynasties. They always talk about serving the public, but they talk only about a few months before elections. After they're elected, it's all about me. It's all about building a new hospital under their name, another school under their name, and so on and so forth. Family dynasties. Number three, the trend nowadays is when you don't like somebody, you block him. You block him sa social media. When you don't like what you see in YouTube, you swipe the screen. When you don't like the picture that you see on your screen, you minimize that tab. You hide people who haunt you, who stalk you. You block. This is the culture of postmodernity. Hiding, sweeping, minimizing, blocking. You can even hide God. If you don't want, you swipe away God. You hide God, you minimize God, you block God. The eclipse of God. Please take out that child crying, so respect all the rest of us. The eclipse of God. When you don't see God in your screen, then He must not exist. Out of sight means out of mind. And this is what we do. When we don't like something, we can swipe and minimize and hide and block. The eclipse of God is real. But now, like I always do, I'm getting a bit annoyed by the noise. But I have to finish this. I still have 5 minutes, so please remain with me. I end with the good news. And the good news has to do with number 1, God's promise. I myself will gather the scattered sheep. I will raise up a righteous shoot. Better than that, what more do you expect? Better than that, what more are you looking for? God Himself has spoken, and God's promise is what we hold on to in faith, in hope, in love, for dear life too. But that's not number 1 in my list. Number 2, we have been far from the Lord because of sin, but we have been drawn near by the blood of Christ. And the blood of Christ is being poured every Sunday when you attend Mass here on the altar, being poured for me and for you and for all of us. And then the third lesson is what the Lord enunciated, tigas ng ulo, enunciated in the Gospel. Come away by yourselves and rest a while. What does that mean? Come away by yourselves and rest a while. This is not an escapade to block God, to swipe Him, to minimize Him, and to hide Him on your social media accounts. This is not an escapade in order to enjoy Tagaytay or Tanay or Taytay or Boracay, as the American bloggers love to call it. This is not an escapade in order for you to run away far from the madding crowd and run away from problems and from reality. It is a vacation, all right, yes, I agree. But it is not a vacation from God. It is a vacation with God. And that is what we all need. We are all walking in the shadow of death. We need a break. We need a vacation. Not from the shadow of death. We need a vacation not from God. We need a vacation not from prayer. We need a vacation not from faith. We need it more than ever. We need hope and the courage to shake off the dust of family dynasties and dysfunctional politics and greedy fellow countrymen. I had some other economic data, but I didn't list them down, so I forgot them. I tend to forget details if I don't list them down. But the Lord tells us in no uncertain terms the good news. You have come here today, as you come every Sunday, to lower down that wall of enmity. You have come here to forget a little about your tampo from your family. You have come here for a little while to get rid of all that negativity from your neighbor who blocks your driveway and who parks because he has 3 cars and has no garage, and therefore parks his car in your driveway, in your street. I know it happens because I hear it from you. And I go around, I walk, and I travel quite a bit in the country. And this is a big problem in the Philippines. A big problem in Doña Soledad, all you need is to turn on the hazard light and you break the roads doon sa tapat ng shaky, sa tapat ng whatever, ng Mercury or whatever. You have come here to lower down that wall of enmity and anxiety. You have come here to rest a while. You have come here to pray, so leave your dogs behind. Usong-uso na sa Pilipinas ang nagsisimbang mga aso. Ang nakaupo sa silya ay mga aso. Yung iba meron pang stroller. Nabibigla ako kasi naka-stroller yung mga aso. Okay. At right now, I don't experience it, but in some other parishes where I say Mass, when I start my homily, yung aso nagmamamaktol, nagtatatambaw kung kailan nagsisimula aking homily, ay tatahol yung aso na naka-stroller. You have come here to rest a while, leave your dogs behind. It's a vacation not from God, it's a vacation with the Lord. So let us allow the Lord to lower down that wall of enmity by the blood that He will pour out for you and me here and now at the altar.